Hello and welcome to Alaska. The state was high on our bucket list to visit, and after ongoing technical issues, we're glad to finally be able to share our highlights. It certainly didn't disappoint. Our first stop was Denali National Park, home to the highest peak in the US. We made camping reservations a few months ahead and explored the park using the shuttle service. Mount Denali is said to be completely visible about 20% of the time, but we were lucky to see her on all 3 days we were in the park. Top of our to-do list was a flight in a seaplane. We were still a little early to go bear spotting, so opted for a flight over a glacier with Ellison Air out of Anchorage. We had 2 hours flying, and due to a cancellation were lucky enough to have the plane to ourselves. We spotted elk and bears from the plane, and flying over the glacier was breathtaking. Next stop was the Kenai Peninsula and Homer Spit. No visit to Homer is complete without a visit to the Salty Dog Saloon for a beer or two amongst its dollar bill adorned walls and ceilings. We, of course, left our own contribution. We wanted to be in a town for July 4th, so headed back up the peninsula to Seward. We watched the midnight fireworks, although it didn't really get dark, the town parade, and some of the Mount Marathon race, said to be the toughest 5k race on the planet. The race begins in the town centre before heading 906 metres, or almost 3,000 feet, straight up Mount Marathon along rocky, muddy tracks with an average gradient of 34 degrees. We witnessed some of the mud-covered participants crossing the finishing line, including a couple of sprightly young gentlemen in their 80s. We could only watch in admiration. Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel connects Portage and Whittier. Going through the tunnel takes a little planning, especially if you're catching a ferry, as it is a shared road and rail tunnel with the direction of travel changing a couple of times an hour. The town of Whittier developed during World War II when the US Army constructed a military base here, which became the gateway for US soldiers to enter Alaska. The town is notable for its high rainfall, almost 200 inches or 5 metres a year, and the fact that almost all of its residents live in one building, Begich Towers. It is also a stop on the Alaska Marine Highway, so from here we took the ferry to Valdez.
Just like fire, no denying. I know we won't be late. Sky may be gray, there might be rain. I have to say, I know I do lean on faith.
We hadn't really planned to stop in Valdez, but came across multiple recommendations for taking the wildlife and glacier boat trip aboard the Lulu Belle. To say the trip lived up to its reputation would be an understatement. Captain Fred steers you out into Prince William Sound to spot whales, sea otters and other wildlife as you head towards the Columbia Glacier. The crew bake fresh cookies and muffins as well as prepare light lunches which were all delicious. All in all, an impulse decision we're glad we made.
This love is an ocean wide that never runs dry. I would like to say that I could stay all night and that I'll do anything for you. I wonder why you let me be this close when I surely doesn't let you. On this island, we were fine when no one was here but us. So darling, you know, wait for me and I'll come home. It's not a simulation. I'm still dreaming, falling deeper within. This love is an ocean wide that never runs dry.
There's an amusing tale behind the name of the town of Chicken. The area is home to ptarmigan birds, but apparently, when the town was founded, the locals couldn't spell ptarmigan, so named it Chicken instead. The top of the World Highway takes you out of Alaska and back into the US. It was a beautiful drive, but not as dangerous or as wild as we expected. And yes, it is the Welcome to Alaska sign, and yes, we are leaving, but we'd missed the sign when we initially entered the state. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon as we take on our maddest drive ever, the Dempster Highway.